Well, hi, William Freedman, author of Land That I Loved from Rebel E Publishers. Here to give my usual con report, this time for Icon 30. They've been at Stony Brook or thereabouts for 30 years now. My backyard con, as it were. It does take me a better part of an hour to get there, but still. Anyway, it was held on, let me take a look at the calendar here. The 15th through the 18th. Here it is, the 20th, and I'm finally getting around to the vlog on this. Sorry about that. But I decided to commute there and back this year and not stay overnight at the hotel like I generally do. And so that ate up a bunch of time, and then we had Seder's past couple of nights, so no time to do anything like this. But now we're here. Sorry for the delay. All in all, I mean, Icon, it's a sentimental favorite for me because it's the first con I've gone to. I've been going there for the better part of 15 years now. But, you know, you have to be blind to not notice that it had gone downhill over recent years. When I first started going, there was a tremendous author's track. There was a tremendous film track. And those have both been kind of supplanted by the gamers and the cosplay kids. And nothing against them, but it's not why I started going to the con in the first place. It was about the writing and to some extent about the film. So anyway, I do feel that they're on an upswing there. I'm not seeing. I didn't get to the film track at all. There's nothing there that really grabbed me that I haven't seen before. The author's track was much improved over last year. I can say that because I was invited this year, and also more to the point, so was Joe Lansdale, who was really an influence on me because of how he blends horror and humor. And when he was doing it back in the 80s, no one else is doing it. The Drive-In is one of my favorite books, and I got him to sign it for me, so that was nice. And I had a busy week. I think I was on 5 panels and had a reading and a book signing table. But anyway, 2 years ago, Icon was even kicked off the campus of SUNY Stony Brook. It was being held in 3 different locations, and it was a real fire drill just to run it, and it was awful. That was 2 years ago. Last year was her first year back, and I think they were still working out some kinks. And this year, it was a solid con, and I think it'll get better from here. They've got a new author's track leader named Jennifer Adams, and I think she did a very good job, and I think she had some first-year yips that, now that she's learned some lessons, I think she's going to do great next year, and I hope she sticks with it, and I hope Icon sticks with her for some time to come. All right, so getting into some details here. Like I said, Joe Lansdale signed my copy of Drive-In and sequel and a best of book, and it was just as big a thrill is that one of my favorite authors, who's also kind of on the track up, just someone I've got a lot in common with personally. I do like her writing, but I like her even better as a person, is Michelle Lang. And she dropped by my author's table and bought my book and asked me to sign it for her. So that was a huge thrill as well. A word about Michelle Lang. When I say that she's a paranormal romance writer, it's not Harlequin romance, bodice ripping kind of stuff. In fact, she gave a reading Saturday night at Icon, and there were, let's say, 3/4 of the crowd there. And yes, there was a crowd there. 3/4 of us were guys. So if you haven't read Michelle Lang's Lady Lazarus, go out and get it now. It's worth the read. All right, so anyway, we kicked off Friday night with the Crit Group. We did this a few years ago. The LI Sci-Fi gang gave a panel on how to form a crit group, how to run a crit group, and then we did crits going around the circle, and that's actually how we got Ben Paris to join, and because he was in the audience, and I hope that that happens again this time. There were a couple of people in the audience who I think would really benefit from the crit group, and I think are probably at about the level we're looking for now. We'll see. Um, but anyway, the panel after that was about social media. And, well, partly because I'm vlogging now, and I do have the blog and the Facebook page and the Twitter account and all that, I felt halfway qualified to talk about it. I also talked about how important it is to get people to review you on Amazon. I'm just going to stare here until you put this on pause, and then go to Amazon and review Land That I Love. Okay, I trust you. Now, the social media panel was really great. It was moderated by David Pomerico, who blogs on the Random House site. He has a blog called Suvalu, which promotes Spectra and Del Rey books, and now has a link back to landthatilovenovel.wordpress.com. Landthatilovenovel, one word, .wordpress.com, and or you can get to there through Suvadu at randomhousesuvadu.com. Anyway, David was a very good moderator, and learned a couple of tips from him, and also from another author who's got 2 books in print named Chris Berman, who also has a lovely family. Also in the audience was Chris Philippus, who has a review site and might be taking a look at Land That I Love soon. Keep you posted. And Saturday I had a panel on managing a writing business. The moderator was Keith DeCandido. That's how it's pronounced, DeCandido. And I don't think he was like terribly impressed with me when we first met last year at a panel at Balticon. He was moderating a panel on the old V versus the new V. Yay, now they're both the old V, and I hope there's never another V. But anyway, he's an established author. He works in other people's universes. He writes for comics, and he writes for franchises like Farscape, the novelizations, and but he makes a full-time living at it. And there I was at Balticon last year, rookie small press author, didn't know his place, and I think I got on Keith's wrong side, but we did have a good panel this year, and because we're talking about the writing business, and he talked about his experience with the writing business, and came my turn to talk. I mentioned that I'm on this panel because it's about the business of writing, not the business of fiction writing, not the business of genre writing, the business of writing. And I talked a little bit about my financial journalism, which pays an order of magnitude higher per word than fiction writing. And so I think I got a little respect that maybe no one thinks I know what I'm doing when I'm writing sci-fi, but at least now they know that I know what I'm doing when I'm running the business side of it. So anyway, it was a good panel. Also on there was Ken Wishnia, who's actually, I believe, more of a crime novelist, but he's also got some historical fiction set in Prague. Yes, he knows Michelle Lang, who writes historical fiction set in Budapest. I don't know how close those are. Another author on the panel was Felix Gilman, and he seemed to be a guy whose name I should recognize, but frankly I don't. And maybe he's about to break through. But he's Agent Indies published. He's by a major house. So I'll keep a look out on the shelves for him. And Joe Lansdale has a perfectly charming daughter named Casey, who does a little bit of writing, mostly as a songwriter. She's apparently a country musician, and Anyway, if you ever get a chance to meet Casey Lansdale, meet Casey Lansdale. She's just a sweetheart. We did a panel later on local writing groups. This is distinct from the writing group demonstration. I ended up moderating. No one was slated as a moderator, so I just kind of picked it up. I read in a how-to book by Orson Scott Card that a crit group is good for three things. It's good for companionship. It's good for setting deadlines so you get something written. And it's good for having an audience so that even if you don't get published, at least somebody's read your stuff. You don't feel like you wasted your time. So Ken Wishney was on that, as was Bill Latham and the aforementioned Ben Paris, my own crit partner. And so we discussed crit groups for an hour. On Sunday, I had a panel with Michelle Lang and also with David Sklar and Janesse Crawford. And unannounced, uninvited, gate crashing, but wholly integral guest moderator Glenn Fischette, and we discussed the limits of e-publishing. And I mean, is print dead? I don't think anyone on the panel thought so. Glenn is the proprietor of Fourth World Comics in Smithtown, Long Island, New York. So he has some skin in the game of favoring print over e-publishing, I'm sure. But I think we all kind of were on the same page there. These things, they are great for storing your reference library. But you don't want to take this to the beach. It'll get stolen. You don't want to take it on a plane because you can't read it on takeoff and landing, and that's when you really need the most distraction. And also, this is the Sony. It's a piece of garbage, and I went off on like a 5 to 10 minute rant on my buyer's remorse for buying the Sony Reader. Don't do it. In fact, I would say at this point, don't buy any e-reader. The tablets have come along, and this thing is going to go the way of the netbook. It's just skip over it if you can. All right, so that's the report from ICON. I'm not scheduled to have any more con appearances in support of Land That I Love, so this might be the last vlog supporting this this tour. I'm not even planning on attending any cons in the near future. I hope to get up to ReaderCon in July, but that's 3 months from now, and who knows what's going to happen between now and then. So again, thanks for tuning into the Land That I Love vlog and book tour. And if you haven't bought the book, please buy the book, and it's available as an ebook on Amazon. In case you don't take my advice on this, you can buy this, or put it on this. I don't care, but buy it. And I'm just a couple thousand words away from being done with the first draft of Mighty Mighty, and do a quick second draft after that and send it out to some beta readers. And while that's in progress, I'll be contacting agents and small press publishers, and let's see where it catches on. But anyway, thanks for, everyone for tuning in, and see you next time.